Open what?
Open the beer, man.
Open the beer?
I was gonna try to say, like, we just hit the record button.
Well, I did.
But then, right when you hit the record button, open the beer. Without us even talking, but you already hit the record button. And now... Oh, I forgot. That's a nitro.
Oh, Jesus.
Get it. What are you doing, man? Just...
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Now Conor needs to go take a quick little break to go clean off his hands.
I spilled some beer.
You spilled beer or the beer spilled itself?
Yes.
Yes. There's a trash can right there, too. There you go. You might as well just wipe your hand off on that freaking...
It's good audio, right?
This is great audio right here. We are killing this episode. Maybe quite literally.
I'm going to go rinse my hands.
All right. Well, I'll cover for a little bit. I'll start pouring this beer, and I'll talk about the beer. And
I totally forgot that it was nitro. I was not expecting that explosion.
I've never seen a nitro explode like that.
It's not like we jostled it around or anything.
No, it's been sitting there for 45 minutes. All right. Anyway. So it is a nitro black marble stout from Sullivans. So a couple episodes ago, we had it was like an Irish red from Sullivans. It's actually brewed in Ireland. It says batch brewed and packed in Ireland. The interesting thing about this beer that we notice is it is only like 5%. Yeah, 5.1%. So it should be on the lines of, something like a, Guinness, if you will. And the nice thing about the nitros is you can always pour them hard. I said what I said. Conor's back.
Giggity.
Giggity. Yeah, he heard that as I was saying. You can pour it hard.
Damn right.
Oh, yeah.
This looks nice.
Oh, yeah. So I was talking about, how we had previously had the red, right?
Yeah.
And we really enjoyed it.
By Sullivans.
Yes, by Sullivans Brewing. And then I said that it was based out of Ireland, batch brewed and packed in Ireland. And then it was only 5.1%.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they have very just kind of simple, but not overly simple label.
And also just simple beer. Keep it simple, man.
Yeah, keep it simple. So it's called Black Marble Stout. It says, enjoy the true taste of our drought stout brewed with roast barley, chocolate, and wheat malt, and choicest hops.
Choicest? Is that a word?
Choicest.
That is
choicest hops. A generous stout with extra depth of flavor. The hops are Admiral, Magnum, and Goldings.
Well, the little bit of beer that I tasted out of my hand as I was capturing the beer was good.
Yeah. And then ingredients is water, malted and roasted,
and hops, and
barley, wheat, and hops. But yeah, brewed in Ireland, imported by Global Beer Network, Middleton, Massachusetts. It says chill can before serving. So the problem is that we
did not chill it.
It was chill. It was chill.
It was.
But it was, we were recording another episode and it was sitting there.
Yeah,
so it warmed up a little bit.
That's fine.
So that's where the explosion came from. What do you see
Yeah,
the top of it? What happened to that? So it's weird.
Aliens.
I have a crop circle in the middle of my beer. That's weird.
It's actually pretty cool.
It is really cool.
It's very satisfying. It's almost a perfect circle of bubbles.
And that's because I was pouring hard. And it is weird because in here it says pour
gently, right?
Well, it says chill can before serving, tilt glass slightly, pour smoothly. But, I mean, again, we're splitting it, and the glass is big enough.
Yeah.
Where I just went ahead and poured it hard because it's supposed to be a nitro. Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
There it is.
It smells amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even really get in the smell. I've been thirsty, so I'm just like.
That's good.
It does have a really good roasted smell to it.
It's super roasted.
Yeah.
I just love nitro. I just love nitro porters, or I mean stouts.
It makes me think of a like a campfire.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to be we might have to get another beer.
Oh yeah,
we only brought down 3.
Yeah. I guess some planning stuff.
Yeah.
But I can end running because we kind of have a couple things that we said we were going to discuss, and you said one of them was that I could talk at length about that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So one of the things I was talking about, occasionally when I'm at the brewery, I like to say ridiculous things.
I am shocked
just to
by that statement.
Yeah, exactly. Just to try and get a rise or reaction out of people, just to see what they want. So a couple weeks ago, we had one of the Star Wars on. Right?
Which one was it? Was it?
Is that 5 Empire where they're on Hoth?
Yeah, it was.
And so there's the whole AT-AT scene, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there watching it and watching the people inside the AT-AT. And the AT-AT is basically supposed to be a walking tank.
Did he? What is he doing?
Zeke, he pushed his
banana. Did you lose your banana again,
It's
Zeke?
underneath the little fire thing there. Anyway. But I made the
so distraught.
Joke. He is. He's
so a drama. He's a drama queen.
He's pitiful.
Yeah, he is. He's a good dog. He's a good boy.
He's good. Yes. Are you gonna get it?
He's trying.
Play by play on if he's gonna be able to get his nanner out from underneath the
doopy little snout.
Get it, Zeke. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Oh, he's reaching.
Man,
keep reaching for the stars.
This podcast is. Did we even start on the rails?
I don't know. Did we even introduce?
No, we did not. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Poor Decisions. We're only 7 minutes in, and we're just saying, hey, welcome in, everybody.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I'm Conor. He's Bryan.
And we didn't even say our names on the last
No, we did not.
Anyway.
Fuck it.
Doesn't matter. At some point, we'll get an intro.
Yeah.
Or not. Whatever.
I don't think everyone needs an intro.
I mean, it helps.
Yeah.
But, yeah, again, back on the AT-AT thing. I made the outlandish comment that an AT-AT is just a walking submarine.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's full of people, and it's a fighting vessel.
I don't say things that I don't feel don't have some sort of accuracy. Like when I made the joke about...
what'd you say about Devo?
Presidents of the United States of America. The band was the 90s version of Devo.
And Peaches is that version of Whip It.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a fair assessment.
And Strunk still cracks me up. He tried to argue the point, and I'm just like, you know way too much about the President of the United States of America. Nice.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, that first album is great. Listening to it, you would think it would be like a best of.
Did they have more than one album?
I think they had at least 2. But I know for sure if there was only one way.
If only there was a way to figure
this shit out.
This stuff out.
GTS.
Well, I'm just gonna go straight to, like Spotify.
Spotify. I was about to say Wikipedia.
The bad part is I gotta type in, okay. It is
a lot to type in.
I got to
PRES,
and it came up with Presidents of the United States of America. See all discography. Here we go. Oh shit! They had something come out in 2023.
No shit.
Yeah, called Froggy Style.
I will have to give that a listen.
Yeah. The first track is called "Kitty at My Foot."
They already made that song. Maybe they.
The second one is "Bull Weevil."
Wait, no. This is just a re-release.
Is it?
Let me see the track listing.
There you go. Well, it does look like they have a couple albums.
Must have been a live thing.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, because Kitty at My Foot, Bull Weevil, those are all off their first record.
Okay, so it's a greatest hits, is what you're saying.
Naked and Famous is a song they've done before. Interesting. Maybe they just redid some songs and the others are new. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I only know their first record very well.
Well, and then they had something come out in 2014, which is Kudos to You. In 2008, they had These Are the Good Times, People. Did they release that during the recession and title it These Are the Good Times?
I hope so.
God damn.
I mean,
2004 was Love Everybody. 2000 was Freaked Out and Small. 98 was Pure Frosting. 96 was 2. And then 95 was the
self-titled
President of the United States of America.
Yeah. It's a great band, man. They're goofy as fuck.
Well, yeah. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy the stuff I've heard.
Yeah.
But the stuff I've heard is all of like 2 songs.
Yeah.
Peaches and Lump.
I mean, you've definitely. I'm sure you've heard Naked and Famous. That's another one of their
probably, but maybe
radio.
I didn't realize who it was.
Yeah.
Wait, radio's still a thing?
Yeah, dude. I listen to the radio in my car like every single day.
No,
I listen to KKFI.
I don't listen to anything anymore.
I don't listen to I can't listen to.
Oh, I
101
okay. I don't
or
listen to.
96.5
I don't listen to radio anymore. Sorry, I don't listen to anything.
I don't listen to anything anymore.
Anything. I don't hear shit.
Bryan's a sad man who doesn't listen to anything.
A nihilist.
We believe in nothing.
Nothing. Yes. Yeah. Will you hurry up and get your damn banana, dude? Or are you like trying to chase after something? Like my house should be clear. I feel like he's just made it worse.
Yeah, he's definitely made it worse.
All right.
Zeke, you have another toy over here, dude.
He doesn't want that toy. He wants his nanner. He's just watching him be pitiful. All right. Anyway, we will move on to one of the other things. And you said you could talk at length at this, and then I can help freaking
go get a beer.
The sad boy get his nanner back and grab a couple other beers.
Yeah.
But it's irrational
fears.
Yeah. And like one of the things is like you're like, oh yeah, a rational fear of being stung by a bee.
Oh, dude.
Which, like, I think everybody has that, and I know there's people that are allergic,
which is why I'm scared of it, because I don't know. You don't know you're allergic until it happens a couple times.
And I've definitely been stung, and like I know I've been stung by wasp.
I
hurts.
See, I still have this fear, but I feel like every summer I get at least 3 wasp stings.
I get more. Bees I have not gotten as stung because I don't freak out about bees anymore.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, the bee's there. It's trying to find something sugary.
Yeah,
sweet.
I don't want to kill the bees, man.
So I just try
wasps.
to, I'm not swatting at bees.
No.
Wasp, I will straight up annihilate a wasp.
Oh, yeah.
And then last year when I was doing some yard work, I ended up having a hornet come after me.
Fuck
and freaking,
that.
I had anti-cut gloves on. And the top is a little bit more of a fabric, but it's still supposed to be anti-cut.
Yeah.
That is not anti-puncture because a hornet stung me right through my
I think I remember
in between knuckles.
Oh,
and it
God.
swole a little bit.
Yeah.
And had a little bit of it looked like a freaking I injected myself through and I'm talking about the knuckles right at where the
Oh, you mean your
the top of the palm.
January, February, March, April, May?
Yes. I think it was in between the
April,
January and March is where I got.
If you don't know what the knuckle calendar is, then
there's something wrong with you.
I don't know. Public school failed you.
But I actually had a hard time closing my hand for a little bit because it stung so much.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I went to Home Depot and got some wasp and hornet killer. And
I've got that spray.
I feel like I'm gonna probably need to go get some more. But we got some
traps on our way.
It will jet out.
Yeah.
So I was standing 20 feet from this thing, just spraying at where I knew it was at, and I think it was a hornet too because it was all by itself.
Yeah.
Usually wasp, there's
multiple.
You'll see maybe one. But if you watch it, you'll see where it's going to or where it came from.
It goes to its nest
and where there's a whole bunch that are nearby.
Yeah.
This thing was, and it looked bigger than a wasp.
Yeah, it's probably a hornet.
And so I'm it was inside a telephone box thing too. So I'm you're lucky, motherfucker, that it was, property of a different company, even though it's in my yard, because I would have just annihilated
that shit.
I would have just bashed the hell out of that thing and taken it out.
Oh man, I can't. Like I said, I get stung by wasps now every summer. I can never feel it
until you feel it.
Until I feel it the next day.
Oh really?
Yeah, it takes me 6 hours.
Oh no, mine's
pretty
insane.
I can feel the welts on my neck or wherever, but the sensation, the pain.
Mine's always the back of my neck.
I'm same. It's always right here. On my neckline?
Mine's literally within right where the spine is, within an inch either side.
Huh.
Always that spot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get stung like anywhere else. And maybe it's because, having been military and scouts and stuff, that like whenever I'm doing yard type stuff, I usually do kind of cover up a little bit better.
Oh, me too,
except
man.
for my neck.
Oh, I'm all about, like, I've got sun shirts now. I've got the bucket hat that I always wear, sunscreen up. That's another irrational fear, is just getting brutally sunburned, mostly because of the tattoos. It's not fun. And I always thought, for whatever reason, as a kid, something that you had to do as an adult was go to jail. I don't know why I thought that was something that everyone did, some sort of rite of passage. It was, once again, stupid irrational fear. I was never going to do something that wrong to get me into prison, but I just thought that, like, that and fights everyone just had to do. And I don't understand why I thought that was a thing. But those bee stings, man, they still scare me, even though I love bees, and we have a shit ton of, like, pollinators in our yard. Marigolds, we have a shit ton of dandelions, but I'm always just like, oh man, if I get stung by a bee, this is going to be it. But the wasps, I'm just like, whatever. I can be cool around wasps, but they'll still sting me.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, and the bees, like, yeah, they don't really concern me. Like, I've learned that bees are good.
Bees are great.
People freak out about bees, and I try to calm people down. Like, no, just...
They're pollinators, man.
Slow down.
Them.
Like, just be cool. As long as you don't make any aggressive moves, they'll fly away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes
that's how it is with wasps, too.
If you just do, like, a slow kind of, wave your hand at them, they'll go away.
Yeah.
On to the next
I had
thing.
to lure a bee out of our garage yesterday. Because I'm just like, Mr. Bee, no. Ooh. So I got a little dandelion, and I followed him, and he sat on the dandelion. I'm just like, okay, here you go.
Here we go. Just slowly walking out. Yeah, we're doing good. You took your pet bee for a walk, did you?
Yeah, sure did.
Oh, man. All right. Well, luckily Zeke got his banana.
Oh, he got his banner.
He only moved that thing.
Now he's just staring me down. Like, are you gonna throw this thing?
Yeah, you greedy bastard.
He is goofy as hell, man.
You greedy bastard.
So, do you have any irrational fears?
So it's weird. Like,
I've always thought about, like, oh man, this is going to be the plane ride that I'm on that crashes into a fucking
I've never done that. And
field.
It's actually awkward because, like, I was, God, what was it? I was on a military trip, and, like, I was just me by myself, so I was flying commercial, but I think I was going to training somewhere else, and it was a late night flight, and I had gotten on the plane and just went to sleep, and all of a sudden we landed, and somebody, like, jostled me. I'm like, oh, we're already there. They're like, no, we had to make an emergency landing because there was some smoke in the cockpit. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so where are we? It was some tiny little freaking Pondunk airport that was completely closed.
Wow.
It would have been like, Lee Summit Airport if it had, like, an actual terminal.
Yeah, it was like some weird small regional thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, it was an actual an actual airport that had a terminal that they do commercial flights out of, but it was so tiny, like, there was, like, nothing, no shops in it, and it was closed for the night because it was late. And by late, I mean it was
11.
Like it was like 10.
Yeah.
And they just closed. It was like a Friday night or Saturday night, I can't remember. And that was years ago. But so, like, the whole flight thing, I'm like,
I'm not scared of flying. I love flying.
I'm not scared of flying. And maybe it's a control thing. I'm like, all right, if I have no control over it, why am I going to be scared of it? Like, being like, I've done a couple cruises.
Yeah,
and,
fair. Oh, dude, fuck cruises. I will never go on a cruise.
And see, that's the thing. Like, people were terrified of cruises.
It's just because, like, I remember, like, at the start of COVID, there were so many, like, issues that were happening with all
people
the
got stuck on cruises for like an extra 30 days.
Yeah, and they would, like, cut off the water, and so people were just, like, shitting and pissing off the deck, like, into the water.
Yeah,
because there was nothing running. And just like, that sounds like a nightmare.
It does sound like a nightmare, but at the same time, I would just, me being me, I would just be like, whatever. I've been in worse.
Also, like, I don't want to be on a big ass boat with a bunch of randos. Like, if I'm gonna be in the water by the ocean, I'm just gonna be on the beach.
Yeah, and I've met some great people. I've only been. It's not like I've been on a bunch of cruises. I've only been on 3 cruises, one to the Bahamas, one island hopping around Hawaii, and then one in Alaska.
I feel like I'd be more comfortable doing like a river cruise.
Yeah.
Like in Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
But not, cool. Not like going down the mighty Mississippi in a in a riverboat.
Or even maybe the Mediterranean, because
it's
completely enclosed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's big enough to where it's like, you can visit a couple different countries. And the Alaskan one was super cool.
That'd be
for
cool.
me.
That would be cool.
And like, I've met some great people on cruises.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's also tools and jerks and whatnot. And people that drink just to be drunk.
I mean, it's part of the cruise life,
It is part of the cruise life. And
were they cruising for a bruising?
I almost had to put.
Did you see what I did
There's
there?
been a couple times. Yeah, I get it. I almost had to put people in their places, including somebody that was within my own group.
Just like, because I'm assuming it's an open bar.
No.
Or do you pay for like different?
So they
like packages?
usually there's packages and stuff that you can get. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that everything just gets charged to your room. There's no cash. Bar type stuff.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh, hey, let me have your key card for like your room.
Yeah.
Swipe. Bam. Straight to that bill. And so a lot of people don't realize
that once they get off that boat, they got a shit ton of money that they owe.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I would do. I would want to buy a package of like, hey, you've got, this is free food or free drink.
The food
or
stuff.
Whatever.
So
I don't know how it works.
The couple
so I don't
I've
know what
been
I'm
on,
talking about.
they have like a restaurant area.
Yeah.
To where there's set times to be able to go eat. And so like that's part of your package.
Yeah.
Really. Because like there's one I went on where like they just set you wherever. Like, okay, you're with a whole group of people of 10 or whatever. Like, okay, we're just going to go ahead and set you over here. And so like when I was with that group, like we went to the dining room area and we sat in a couple different places throughout the course of the cruise. But like I went on one with my ex and it was like assigned seating and there was an assigned time to go eat as well.
Yeah.
So we went and so we sat with the same people, it was a 3-night cruise. So we sat with the same people those 3 nights. Now there's other restaurants and stuff on there, but then that gets charged to your card for your room or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we did that one night too, and so it's it's a little different. And like then like one I did with my ex is like there was one night that they call a formal night. So then basically everybody's supposed to dress up a little bit nicer. It's a very much nicer meal.
Yeah.
We had the same waiter every night, and it's like some of the crew members.
Do you tip waiters on a cruise ship?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Are you
I mean, you don't have to.
Is it expected? I'm assuming they probably get.
You should.
Paid decently.
Some of those cruise ship people, they don't get paid very much, and their living quarters are not that great either.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's usually smaller than like the cabins that the people are in.
Yeah.
And you would have, or maybe the same size, but then it's basically like a Navy, right? Where you have like 3 or 4 people to a room.
Weird.
It is weird, but that's something like I've been like, like I would go work on a cruise boat for at least a tour, if you will.
Yeah.
Like a 6-month tour or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to have that experience.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes life is about experiences.
I feel like I'd do that as a server because I'd imagine you'd make pretty good money.
And as long as people are being cool and tipping, yeah. But I mean, there's always going to be people that don't tip as well. And like, the first cruise I went on, like, we didn't have a lot of money, but we tried to do our best of, thanking our waitress that we had and tipping them and whatnot. But and then like the Alaskan one, it was a different story. So like, it was super cool about sharing, giving back, and like and a lot of them will have casinos on them too.
Oh yeah, that sounds dangerous.
And that's like the only time like where you do kind of have to actually have like the cash portion of it. And like there's only certain times, depending on where the boat is at, that you can the casino's even open because of the
depending
whole,
on like
where
laws
they're at,
of
laws,
like where you're at. Yeah.
Exactly.
So like, is international water, is that a real thing? Like, is it like a lawless?
I don't want to say it's lawless, but I mean, international waters is a thing. But as far as like, whenever you see movies and we're like, oh yeah, well we can't do anything because it was international waters. I don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah, I mean it's Hollywood, so there's
exactly there's going to be embellishments on shit. Yeah. And it's weird because we got onto that because of the whole irrational fears thing.
Yeah.
But so like on the during COVID, like I would have, having been in the military and basically living in a 2-man tent for a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then in a 50-man tent, a giant troop size tent for, another 2 months or whatever. Like, something like that. As long as I'm getting fed.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Like, even rationing it out. Okay, whatever. That's not that big of a deal. I'll piss off the side of a boat. I'll shit off the side of a boat.
Yeah, but I mean, it just sounds so unsanitary.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely is.
Thousands of people.
And I know cruise boats are bad about, there's a virus called norovirus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the idea is, flies being too close to stuff like that.
Like
and then
feces and shit.
But then going and landing on your food as well.
Yeah.
And it transfers.
Oh, yeah.
Because that actually happened to me when I was in Iraq and Kuwait. And I was flying back from Kuwait and was dealing with it.
Oh, good Lord.
And it's literally like almost like, it feels like almost like every 30 minutes to an hour, you're in the restroom just unloading.
Oh.
And I don't want to get too graphic on it.
Man?
I don't want to get too graphic about it. But an irrational fear for me, it's not heights, it's the falling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I will climb up into I've climbed up some ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
And I've actually taken a couple falls out of stuff. Like, I remember when I was like 7 or 8, like I was up in a tree and then like I thought I was stepping backwards onto a bigger branch and it was a tiny little twig and it snapped underneath my foot and I just fell out the damn tree and landed on my back.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And so like, that's my fear. I was like, just like, I'll climb up into something, but then like I will literally stop and really assess how far have I gone? How am I going to get out of this?
Yeah.
Because like I've done a lot of Christmas tree stuff or Christmas lights on houses and stuff, and it's like being up on a roof, and I've been on a couple steeper roofs, and I'm just like, all right, let me evaluate how this. I'm like, if I fall, I'm like, that's gonna hurt. Like, there's
just like a cat.
There's no way to
arms out, legs out.
Try to get out of it.
Tuck and roll, baby. Tuck and roll.
Because one of my houses I was putting lights on. Like, if I fall, I'm just landing on the driveway.
Yep.
And that's 20 plus feet up in the air.
Yep.
That's gonna fucking hurt. And I'm like, so let me just be cautious on making sure points of security. To not do something stupid or like I start reaching. I'm like, yeah, I don't like what's going to happen. Let me reevaluate this. Like, all right, change this and click. All right, good.
Yeah. Falling. I agree. It's not heights. It's like, if I fall, how can I recover? How do I fall the right way? I'm never putting myself in that position. But it's a fear. It's a fear.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that freaks me out too, is like the whole when I'm sleeping thing. And the idea is like, if you feel like you're falling, you're going into a dream.
Yeah.
And like the amount of times I startled myself asleep because I felt like I was falling. And then it's like for me, it's like in memory, it's an instantaneous thing. Like as soon as I feel it, it jostles me awake.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
I stay in those dreams.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I think most people, like, they feel like they just keep falling and keep falling.
Yeah.
Like me, like, that's just a paranoia of me where I feel like I've fallen. But I remember, this is odd to remember, like, when I was a kid, there was this whole thing of, it's just a weird thing, like, trying to move stuff. And it was, like this tiny little pebble. Like, I couldn't move it because it was so heavy.
Yeah.
There's this giant boulder looking thing, and then I'm just like pushing it with one hand. And it's I almost wonder, it reminds me of the scene from Matrix where he's trying to jump from one building to the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I felt like there was times where I was doing that in my dream, but then it gets to the point where you get to that peak and then you start coming back down.
Yeah.
And you start feeling that falling. That's the only time that I was able to not jostle myself awake because I could see the target or the landing spot. But then there's been times where, it's like, I'll be sleeping and all of a sudden I just feel like I'm falling. So in my head, if I'm not dreaming, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I'm falling out of bed. I don't want to land on the floor.
Yeah.
Even though there would be no control over that.
I think there's something I read about that sensation of like your body jerking you out of sleep like that is like your heart rate is dropping so fast that your body thinks that you're dying.
Oh,
and
really?
So that's like your body's reaction to waking up is because the heart rate drops so fast and your body's just like, this isn't right. I have to do something. And you just like immediately snap out of that dream or out of that. Like that happens to me when I am taking naps.
Yeah.
There's like a violent twitch.
Your resting heart rate is
it's just like
low.
it goes, from 70 to 30 in like 30, 45 minutes or something. And
you take naps that long?
I can take a 15-minute nap and feel great.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like usually, if I take a nap, I'm trying to set. I might set a timer for like.
I usually set
25.
a timer. I usually
minutes.
An hour at the most.
Yeah, so I can't do that. Because I just feel groggy when I wake up.
Gina, I love you, but she'll take like a 3 or 4 hour nap. I'm like, that is a night's sleep for me.
Yeah, basically.
You took a half a night's sleep. That is not a nap.
Yeah, you took a coma.
That is a coma. Yeah.
All right, we ready for another one?
Sure are.
All right.
How about a beer?
So,
I'm sure they already heard it being poured and.
Yeah, I kind of got ahead of myself.
That's okay.
I'm just like, I'm ready for something else. Like
Yeah,
I said, I'm ready. I'm in drinking mode right now.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
This is from Second Shift Brewing, which is based out of St. Louis. And this is brewed in collaboration with the St. Lunigans, the supporter group for all St. Louis soccer. It's called Brewligans.
I like the label on this one.
It is a super cool label, and I know Second Shift is based out of St. Louis. And the only thing I don't like about St. Louis and soccer is they seem to think that they're the capital of soccer.
No,
you're not, because you didn't even have a professional team. Yes,
like within the past 2 years or something.
Yeah, it's been a couple years now, but still, big soccer town. Yes,
capital.
No, that's a pretentious thing to even claim anyway.
Yeah,
but it is super cool label. So it's like the skull and crossbones type of thing, but with a soccer ball underneath it, and it makes it look like almost like a soccer badge, if you will.
Yeah.
So this one, it's a New England style IPA, and it is says Brewligans is a hazy New England style IPA that features low bitterness with a big citrusy aroma.
Yeah.
Flavor from Citra, Centennial, and Cascade hops.
Classic C's.
Yeah, the classic C's. 6%er. Cheers, sir.
Cheers. It smells citrusy as hell.
Oh, yeah. It smells like a typical hazy IPA.
Yep, they all kind of smell the same.
I mean, they kind of should.
That's good. That's solid.
And this is one I've been sitting on for a couple weeks that I've been really wanting to get into. Packaged on 10/17/23. So what? 6 months?
6
almost?
months. Yeah.
It's
held up.
It's held up really well. Good job, Second Shift.
Yeah. Shout out. That's a good beer.
So yeah, absolutely.
That is hazy. They got that. They got that down.
So what is? I mean, obviously bees is a big one.
Ugh.
What's something else for you then?
Oh, I don't know. Getting in a fight for whatever reason.
Getting into a fight.
Getting into a fight with someone that isn't like, my brother and I fought all the time as kids.
Oh yeah.
This
one was last episode, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Sidetracking. Getting into a fight, and see, that's the thing. Like, you and your brother are closer in age than like me and my brother.
Yeah.
Because like if me and my brother were getting in a fight nowadays, it'd be different because we're both adults.
Yeah.
But like when I was 18, if I got into a fight with my brother, I'd be beating up a freaking 8 or 9-year-old.
Sometimes you got to prove a point.
Well, there is that. I mean, I would probably still kick his ass nowadays. But
yeah, I don't know. I mentioned when you were grabbing beers that, like, I thought as a kid that, like, if you did anything bad, you would end up in prison.
Oh,
or
yeah.
like anything like that always kind of scared me, so I never tried to put myself in that situation where I would get in trouble for doing something bad.
Yeah.
You know?
I had something like that actually happened when I was younger. I was probably 12. And me and some neighborhood kids were hanging out and we're like throwing rocks at each other
as boys do.
As boys do. And well, one of them hit, like, we lived in a duplex area, right? Well, one of them hit, like, our neighbor's freaking, like, house. And we always, like, she was always kind of, like, not a nice person anyway. And she came out and just was yelling at us and saying she was going to call the cops. And I just, like, went inside and, like, was just freaking melting out. Down.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, man, like, the cops were being called on me. Like,
I'm going to prison now.
I'm going to jail. And, oh, man, yeah. And my mom's just like, you're being ridiculous. Like, yes, she's a bitch, but nothing's going to happen. You were kids, you were playing. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I had a similar situation like that with, he was my best friend at the time in 6th grade, Chris Knudsen. So many good names from kids I went to elementary school with. But it was a house that was under construction. So it was just like the bare bones, you know, and a bunch of, like, piles of dirt. And it was like in the middle of a day on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And him, myself, and 2 other kids, I'm blanking on their names right now. But we were, you know, using the bones of this house as, like, our playground.
Yeah.
And, like, throwing dirt clods at each other. And, like, someone caught a dirt clod that had a rock, like, in the face.
Ooh, yeah.
So crying and screaming happened. The cops were called. We're, like, 12 years old.
Yeah.
11, like 6th grade maybe, and we're all just like, oh fuck, like we're
all in so much trouble.
This is it. We're gonna be in so much trouble. And then my dad's just like, yeah, you can't go over there for like a week. I'm just like, okay. Like I thought that, like, you know, I had no idea how it worked. I'm just like, oh man, they're gonna press charges. Like I'm gonna go to juvie now.
Yeah.
Like the cops showed up because of something I did.
Yeah, exactly.
That did not happen.
That was a kind of an irrational fear.
Yeah.
I mean, and nowadays, like, I feel like that was more of a, you know, us in the 80s and 90s, where nowadays, like, kids do get freaking...
Well, it's because they film all this fucking shit on TikTok.
That there is that. But then, like, kids do get in trouble for, like, stuff that, like, we did as kids.
Yeah.
But then it's like, the idea is like, well, you know what? We didn't have social media when we were kids.
Yeah, when you record yourself doing stupid shit, like, guess what?
It's like, go do the stupid shit. Be a kid. You should be doing stupid shit. That's how you
learn.
But at the same time, like, don't record it. Just go be dumb. Go do dumb things.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to record every damn thing you do.
I'm so glad, like, social media was not around when I was a kid.
No, because I probably would have recorded some of that shit.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But I also think, I just feel like, you know, kids these days versus, you know, when we were kids, like, we may have recorded that type of stuff, and we would have viewed it differently that kids do now, where we would have, kept it for, like, memory type things.
Yeah, I'm not going to upload it
to try and get popular.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is going to be huge. We're going to be popular.
Be like one of those things, it's like 10 years later, like, oh, man, I forgot about this. Let's watch that. Oh, my God, this is cringy as hell.
Well, like Nigel said, you know, he's recorded, you know, dubbed some of his stuff over to digital now from when he was, you know, doing news TV stuff.
Yeah.
Or TV news TV, whatever.
TV news TV. It's all. It's one of the same.
Tomato. Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, kids should be doing dumb things
within reason.
And I've told my kids this. I'm
like,
I know you're gonna do dumb shit. And like my youngest, he cracks me up. He's like, you don't know what it's like. And my oldest even called him out. He's like, you can't say that to dad. Like, you don't know the type of stuff he's done. And
I still don't know all the shit that my parents did.
I know a lot of shit that my parents did, and hell, like, I was almost an angel compared to my own parents.
Yeah,
Some
no
of the stuff
shit.
my parents did. Like, I'm not saying I was perfect. Like, I definitely got myself into some trouble.
Yeah, same.
And did some stupid stuff. But, like, some of, like, the high school party stuff that my parents talked about.
Dude.
I did nothing like that.
Neither did I. I was not a high school party goer.
No.
Like,
I'm still not.
It was,
honestly.
You know, it was a, my cousin's house was the safe house.
Yeah.
And we would go there. My uncle would, Zeke, you're killing me. What are you doing, bro?
You're killing me, Smalls.
Come on. My uncle would just be like, okay, I know you're staying here, so, like,
yeah,
have fun within reason.
Yeah. And my parents would do that. Like, if I was staying at my parents' house and we had some friends over, they're like, all right, you can do this. Just,
that's how
you're here.
That's how my mom was.
Don't be fucking stupid now.
My mom was the cool one.
Yeah, my mom was the cool one.
Do cool shit.
And again, like, my mom was like the younger one, like much like I've been for both my boys. Like, when they're in high school, and my youngest is still in high school, but like I'm the young parent compared to most of my kids' friends' parents.
Yeah.
And like starting to see somebody else now, like their kids are like her oldest is, I think, about to turn 14. I'm just like, and she's only a year younger than I am.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, my youngest is 16.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're starting to deal with stuff that I've already kind of dealt with. Yeah. Now, like, she has a girl, and she's like, yeah, we're terrified of her. Apparently, teenage girls are terrifying.
Yeah. I had a stepsister. When she was a teenager, she was awful.
And it's like I just feel like my sister wasn't that bad. But again, like, my sister's 12 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So, like, when she was 15, like, I'm, late 20s. I was not around.
You were not around to see it.
No.
Yeah.
But, like, my sister's also a giant nerd and was a bookworm and, big into
probably not as,
yeah. But granted, she was played for, like, 3 competitive soccer teams at one point. At the same time.
So, yeah, she's not going to get into any trouble.
No. If she did, something's wrong. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's more fears, but I can't think of them.
I mean, there's always fears. And that might be a good thing for...
Fear of the unknown,
Yeah, and the audience, like, we want to hear what your guys' fears are, right?
Fear of failure is a real one for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Like, and that was part of my thing of even making that transition to working at the brewery full time.
Yeah. Fear of, am I going to make enough money?
And
to get by?
I mean, I've been there for...
I still feel that way sometimes.
I still feel that too. Like, because I've been there for a full year now, and I still feel like almost at least once a week, I'm like, am I going to be able to make it?
Yeah.
Or like, should I just be going back to like doing what I was doing, where I was making way more money? Like, I wasn't as happy. I was good at it.
That's how I feel about serving.
Like, I wasn't as happy,
I
but
could go back and make a fucking killing, but I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah. But then that makes me just think of like, is that what adulting is like? Is just dealing with that shit that sucks.
Yeah.
That nobody wants to fucking deal with.
0 out of 10. Yeah. Not even a 1 out of 10 anymore.
No, just 0.
0.5.
Yeah, 0.5. Yeah, half a star.
Yeah.
Quarter star.
What is my pain level's at a constant 3, it should be at 0.
It's like, what is can you describe your level of pain? Oh, it's a normal amount. The normal should be 0.
Oh. Mine's at about a rolling 3.
Yeah.
2.5, 3. Does mental pain count? Because if mental pain counts, I'm at like a 7.
Yeah, oh yeah. How high does the scale go?
Is this a sliding scale?
Exactly. Are we grading on a curve? It's like, can you give me like a reference of who would be the top and who is like 0?
Yeah, and I just need to know the baseline.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm at the baseline. Usually. It's a wave, right? It teeters back and forth over that line.
Ebbs and flows.
Yeah, ebbs and flows. As life does, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how is the normal amount of pain? None.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's like, again, that whole, I did some stupid stuff as a kid. Like falling out of trees and hurting my back and,
jumping out of shopping carts.
I never jumped out of a shopping cart.
I did. I grew up in the Jackass era.
I know.
So.
You see, and like that was one of those things like I never got into. Like I watched
fear of breaking a bone.
And see, I've never broken a bone.
Neither have I.
I know I've jacked up some of my...
I've like jammed my pinky toe a couple times.
I know I've jammed stuff and possibly broken like my right hand pinky. I know I have an instance where when I was in ROTC in high school, like we would go and practice Saturday mornings at like 6 a.m. Yeah, you want to talk about fuck that.
Yeah, fuck
like
that.
I was, again, going to practice for marching in high school at 6 a.m.
on a Saturday.
Woof. And sometimes we were in a gym, and every once in a while, we would take breaks, and our instructor was really cool about it. Where usually the Saturday was we were focused on fine-tuning stuff or extra things like the exhibition type stuff.
Yeah.
Not just like regulation stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that was more fun to us. And when we were to take a break, like we were in a gym, we can't, basketball got left out one time, and like it was bouncing around, and I just went to go try and reach it, and somebody came up and kicked it, and just kicked my pinky.
Oh God, damn it! Fuck that!
Kicked my pinky in, and like I still like can't I can crack, kind of pop some of the knuckles and stuff. Like that pinky just never
gonna do it.
It moves just fine,
but it
will never
not
freaking
wouldn't be prudent.
Pop. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Dana Carvey is George W. George Bush was great. But yeah, like that pinky, like I don't think I ever broke it.
Yeah.
But like it got kicked in.
Yeah.
And it's like shorter.
Oh, dude, and I can't
than my other pinky. Like if I put my hands together, everything lines up. But that one pinky, and actually for some reason my thumb, my right thumb, is like shorter. Because if you look at it, like my right thumb is shorter for whatever reason.
I know my left hand, my fingers are longer because of playing guitar.
Oh, I can see that. Because you got to be able to reach for the frets and whatnot.
I have more dexterity in my left hand.
I don't know if I would have more dexterity in my left or my right. Because I played a lot of goalkeeper too. And that's where a lot of my freaking messed up fingers stuff comes from too. I bet. And just... I've done a lot of work with my hands. So, yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands anymore. Maybe I should get robot hands. It's a risky procedure. It'd be worth it.
100%.
All right. It's been a good episode.
Did we do it? I think we did it.
I think we did it. We made it. High five. Woo!
Give it up.
Come on, clap it in. People, I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
Like me, it's just me being silly, but people think it's so ridiculous. Oh, man. All right. It's been a good episode. I'm glad we're recording.
Good. Yeah, it feels good.
It literally felt like it was a month since last time.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a long time.
Well, like the last time I recorded, it had been a couple weeks as well.
Yeah, I don't want to do this every couple weeks thing.
It makes it hard, but at the same time, it's like we're going to end up having to...
It's going to happen.
Until we can grow it more...
Giggity.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be times where we take, a week or two off.
Yeah.
In between recordings. Because we like to record multiple episodes at one time.
Yeah. And adulting happens.
Are we going to try and do 3 or you got to get going?
We can do a third one.
Sweet. Let's knock it out. Let's fucking just basically knock out May.
Yeah, let's go, man.
And we'll just record bonus episodes for all of May and see if we can make some funds.
Not funds, funds.
Funds.
But it will be fun.
With a D.
It will be fun.
With a big D.
Fun with a big D. Giggity. All right, guys.
Especially since we got plenty of beer to drink.
We got at least 2 more.
Well, that's we got more than that.
Well, yeah. I still have to drive. So there's that.
Fine. You can walk. It's not that far.
Yeah, it would only take me like 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour.
To walk. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't have a bicycle. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have it with me.
Damn, Gina. Can you come pick me up?
Gina. Well, that was a good episode.
It really was. Thank you so much, guys. Again, shout out to Chad again. I shouted him out at the end of the last episode. But, he's been our lone supporter so far.
Well, Miranda gave us some beer. Ellie and Miranda gave us beer.
Yeah, we've gotten beer from people.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure we note that too. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What beer did they give us? I forgot.
It's still in the brewery.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll get to that, Ellie and Miranda, here soon.
We promise.
We promise. Yeah. And things have been hectic. Hopefully, here in the next couple weeks, we can get back to some normalcy, if you will.
I think we're getting there.
Yeah, we'll get there, and hopefully, it'll be a good summer. And,
It's coming up.
Yeah, and we can see, really start fine tuning the podcast. I think we've gotten into a good flow. Start fine tuning some things,
Some stuff and things.
stuff and things, and just
Stuff.
see if we can, really grow this thing.
Giggity.
Giggity. All the giggities. All right. Thank you, everybody. Again, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, any of the podcast platforms that you are on, or multiples, whatever. Go follow us. Like I listen to stuff on Apple and Spotify.
Yeah, me too.
So, you can follow us on both of those.
For all we care.
Yeah. Bro, I definitely care.
I definitely care too.
Yeah. But, and again, if you do want to throw out some support to us, there should be a link on every episode and on our socials, or the bios and the socials, and
the other socials,
and then the actual show pages as well. So,
indubitably.
Guys, thank you everybody much.
Thank you much. Thank you everybody much.
All righty.
Thank you much, everybody.
Yeah. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Later.
Cheers.